is in full bloom, from colorful tulips to the lively farmers market, from runners to cyclists to those taking a casual cruise around town. This city has come alive. The weather is warmer, so shed your winter coat and we're going to show you how to enjoy Bentonville in the spring. It's spring in Bentonville, and here in our downtown, that means tulips are in full bloom. Now, I'm about to throw some flower facts in your direction. Emily Kroll, who is the city's horticulturist, says this year Bentonville Parks and Recreations planted a tulip narcissus blend called Ratatouille on the Bentonville Square. So, how many bulbs are planted right here on Bentonville Square? This fall, 5,300 bulbs were planted on the square, over 10,000 across downtown Bentonville, using an auger attached to a drill to make holes for each individual bulb. In order to bloom in the spring, those bulbs need to be in the ground during the cold winter months. Then it's just a waiting game. Typically, you'll find the tulips in full bloom right around Easter, and they'll remain beautifully bloomed for 2 to 4 weeks. So now you know. Another sure sign of spring is the return of the Bentonville Farmers Market. The 2022 Farmers Market season kicks off on April 9th and runs through the end of October. You'll find the market downtown every Saturday from 7:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the Bentonville Square. Expect to see some unique markets as well, including Dog Days, Yarnell's Freeze Fest, and a 4th of July Kids Bike Parade. Check out downtownbentonville.org for dates on all of those events. Now, did you know 211 Cafe got its start right here on the Bentonville Square as a farmers market vendor? Now 211's Guatemalan Coffee has a brick and mortar cafe and is served there within the Bentonville Public Library. Brook Beer House popped in for coffee and a conversation with my dear friend Mauricio Guerrero.
We are so lucky to live in an area where great coffee is around every corner. But if you're anything like me, great coffee does not just mean the taste of coffee. It means great conversations and great people. Mauricio Guerrero is the owner of 211 Cafe, located inside of the Bentonville Public Library. And if you've never been here before, take this as your sign to get in there and try some of his coffee. We're going to talk with Mauricio more about his story and why coffee is so important to him.
Hey. 211.
So excited.
Coffee?
I would love a coffee. What do you have today?
Cool. So today we have obviously Guatemalan coffee. That's our stuff here in 211.
Okay.
And this coffee comes from Huehuetenango. It's the north part of Guatemala. It's more than 4,000 feet of altitude and comes from La Esperanza farm. It's beautiful family there, beautiful people, and beautiful coffee. I have the luck that I'm born in a coffee country. You know, Guatemala is well known about not only the quantity but the quality of the coffee. And I was double blessed because my neighbor, he owns a roastery in Guatemala in those days. And so my playground was literally bags of coffee. Also, as Latin American, you drink coffee since you have memory, you know. Yeah. I always say that my mom gives me coffee in the bottle instead of milk because I drink coffee since I have memory. And since then, I grew up with the connection part of coffee. You know, coffee is an icebreaker. Coffee connects people. Coffee creates friendship. I'm more than 15 years with my wife, and everything started in a Macafe in Guatemala with a little coffee, yes.
Oh,
so coffee creates stories, and the experience that we want to give to you in 211 is transport you to Guatemala and a place where you can be you. And we need those spaces all around here, not only Northwest Arkansas, but if it's possible, the world, you know. The community here in Bentonville is super open, and we are lucky to be in a melting point of cultures, because the big companies, we have people from everywhere, from every part of the world here, and coffee is community. So yeah. I love, for example, farmers markets. I love the winter market right now is happening in the record. And we have this coffee bike that the idea is to bring to all these events and connect with the people. I love the farmers market vibe because people, maybe in the weekdays, they came to the shop and they're running because they have a meeting or they need to work or whatever. But Saturday mornings, everybody's more relaxed, more go with the flow, and it's more easy to talk and to share a cup of coffee with someone that is in that vibe. So, and farmers market bring that. And I think that Bentonville's farmers market is one of the biggest community connectors, if you want to say it that way. And we are the lucky to be part of that, almost 3 years.
Wow.
Sharing the coffee from Guatemala. And actually I start in the farmers market before I have a shop. That's where I started selling coffee. 211 Coffee was selling pounds of coffee at the farmers market, and everybody asked me, where's your shop? And I don't have a shop. I mean, this is it, man.
If you had to describe Guatemalan coffee in like 3 words, how would you describe it?
Okay, it's flavor, joyful, and connection.
You can find 211 Cafe within the Bentonville Public Library in downtown Bentonville, or grab some coffee online at cafe211.com. From extreme summer heat to frigid winter months to a spring day like today, nothing's going to stop John Leachman and his son Cameron from their morning run downtown. This spring, you may see them passing through our Bentonville Farmers Market on an early Saturday morning excursion. It's a ritual that doesn't just make them physically stronger, it also unites them as father and son. When John Leachman's son Cameron was diagnosed with severe autism at the age of 3, all focus shifted to navigating the road ahead.
It created this kind of chasm between Cameron and I in terms of a traditional father-son relationship. I was way more in problem-solve mode than I was relationship mode dad at that time.
But one of Cameron's teachers in the Bentonville school system noticed a budding talent in Cameron and relayed his observations during a parent-teacher meeting.
Sean made a mention that day of a drill that he did in PE that Cameron just really loved to do. There was like this gee whiz moment of, never even thought, in my wildest imaginations that he would enjoy running with me.
That moment and an observation from a teacher changed everything. The two started running through Bentonville each day a bit further, 1 mile at a time, a ritual beyond fitness. Running became the catalyst for an unbreakable bond as father and son.
The best thing I ever heard was see the able, not the label. And that is really what it's kind of put my mind towards, is just continually finding the bar and redefining, his ceiling, right? It creates this drive to say, we don't know how high is. We don't know where the ceiling is, so, don't stop trying.
Their relationship is detailed in a book written by John, aptly titled 1 Mile at a Time, The Journey Towards an Unbreakable Bond with My Autistic Son.
What is 1 mile at a time? It's a deep look into our journey together and learning how to kind of come to grips with autism and become a dynamic duo here. We're best friends now. Wouldn't trade it for the world.
The book aims at paving a path for other families to navigate the challenges and triumphs of autism.
And if I can keep one family together because there's some ray of hope that later on down the line I can teach my kid to fish, or I can run with my son, or I can do something that we enjoy doing together and have a relationship, it's worth it. And that's what I would say is don't stop looking, don't stop trying, or at least start and then don't stop. And that's what I was unwilling to do for so long, was just try to be curious about what he was able to do.
The Downtown Bentonville Incorporated offices will be illuminated in blue throughout April to recognize Autism Awareness Month and our friend Cam and the exceptional members of our community with autism. Up next, we're rolling around town with Big on Bentonville, the Hangry Pedaler, and we're going to go cruising on some e-bikes. We'll be right back.
Being helpful is what Arvest Bank is all about. And part of being helpful is listening to our customers, which is one of the reasons why Arvest Go, our mobile app, has been certified 2 years in a row by J.D. Power for providing an outstanding mobile banking experience. You can easily pay friends, securely lock and unlock your cards, plus deposit checks, pay bills, and more. So download Arvest Go today. Arvest Bank, ready to help.
Home is a place we've all seen a little too much of these past few months. But home was all we had. So as we go back out into the big wide world, maybe we'll return with a new appreciation for the place that kept our loved ones safe and close beside us. Because even after 114 years in the business of home, one thing is more clear than ever. When home is all you have, you certainly have a whole lot.
If you've noticed a blue supercharged golf cart cruising around the Bentonville Square, you've just had a Big on Bentonville sighting. Owners Brian and Karen Johnson launched the hyperlocal tour after moving to Bentonville in 2020. The couple had experienced a similar golf cart tour while they were on vacation in Rome, and they thought our city needed to be showcased in a very similar way for locals, visitors, and anyone hoping to get an inside look at Bentonville. Big on Bentonville offers a unique view of our city with 2 signature tours, the Best of Bentonville and Sip, See, and Savor Tour. You can learn more about Brian, Karen, and Big on Bentonville at bigonbentonville.com. And another great way to roll around downtown this spring, how about trying an electric bicycle? Rich and Sarah Drew show us how easy it is to rent an entry-level e-bike and hit the road.
All right, so we're here at one of the few places that you can rent bikes in Bentonville. It's Gearhead Outfitters, also known as the Go Experience Center, renting specialized bikes. And so here we go. We're set up with a couple specialized Comos, and Taryn here is going to show us what we're doing.
So you're going to be on the cruisers, so the power button's going to be right here.
All right, this thing's probably important, right? What's
Yeah,
that?
we get a lot of people that are like, oh my gosh, what is this? And it's just a nice, delightful ding of the bell. They are extremely popular. It's a great entry level for anyone to get back onto a bike. A lot of people who haven't ridden bikes for years, they get back on these. They also love that soft saddle. So it's very forgiving on the first ride after a long time off of a bike. But people love to cruise around downtown Bentonville.
So in addition to these cruisers, what other bikes do you guys rent?
We rent the full suspension stump jumper from Specialized, as well as their full suspension e-bikes. That's going to be the Turbo Levo and the Turbo Levo SL. We also rent the gravel bike, the e-version of that, which is going to be the Turbo Creo.
Bikes,
Check.
check.
Helmet,
Sweet
check.
helmets, check. Rad shirt, check. What's next?
We hit it. The water bottle check.
You got the water bottle. So from here, what you can do is you can literally roll right out of the parking lot and take the Greenway over and check out some of the local art. So, let's roll.
Okay, quick pedal east over from Gearhead to the Momentary, and this is a really, really cool modern art museum, contemporary art museum.
Yeah, a very unique space, but you got a food truck, you have a bar, you also have Honest Coffee Lab, so.
Yeah. The Momentary is a great space, whether you have kids or single or whatever, but to grab food over 8th Street Market and chill on this lawn, and these were perfect to get us here.
What are we gonna see now?
Well, this greenway will take you all the way down to Fayetteville if you so choose. And along the way, you'll see some cool art, get some fresh air, get some fitness. Just really can't beat being on a bike. Dang!
I gotta flip over backwards.
Yeah, it looks real awkward.
Like 28 miles and not pedal like
Not even trying.
So that's what's pretty cool about the e-bikes is whether you have fitness or not, you can cover a lot of ground really quickly. They're comfortable.
Oh yeah.
They have lights. Yeah. So now, where should we go?
I got a bug. Hold on. Okay. Well, I think we should go through town and hit a very important place here in Bentonville, Crystal Bridges. Check out the art walk. What do you think?
Sounds good to me. Let's roll. All right, so Crystal Bridges, this is one of the neatest places here in Bentonville. Pretty amazing art collection that's free to visitors. There's various installations that you can pay a small fee to check out. You can walk around on the grounds.
Yeah, the grounds just themselves are beautiful. There's art along the way on the trails.
Yeah, so it's some beautiful nature right in the middle of everything. And it's easy to ride right up here, obviously. Now, that being said,
yeah, when you're riding down here, yes, there are a lot of people walking on the trail and other bikes too. So
yeah,
be cautious. Check your speed because you'll get going pretty quickly. So check your speed.
Yeah.
Watch your walkers. Use your little bell. Be polite. Be kind.
Use your bell. And remember, it's all about love.
Yeah.
All right, that was a fun little adventure, right?
That was really fun. I had a blast.
And Gearhead's right over there, but ooh, I say we make a quick little stop.
Oh, a little party going.
Yeah, right across the street from Gearhead. Little watering hole called the Hub. What time is it?
Margarita time?
Montecito needs a margarita.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Hello.
Thanks.
Sure.
Well, cheers.
Great ride.
Such a fun ride. That was a blast. Dropped off our bikes, enjoying a margarita.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't need to ride a mountain bike in the mountain bike capital of the world. You can get a cruiser e-bike, go do some exploring, check out the art,
Yeah.
get a snack, and end at the Hub with the drink.
We want to see you out there on your ride.
Yeah,
Share with us.
I like that. Share it with us and get out and have some fun.
Cheers again.
Speaking of cycling, Joseph Wynn runs a food and cycling focused microblog on Instagram called the Hangry Pedaler. With well over 12,000 followers, this phonographer highlights the best trails and culinary stops in our region. Brooke Beerhouse joined him for a ride.
Some of you might be familiar with my guest today. He goes by the name Hangry Pedaler on Instagram, and he has created this amazing community of people in Northwest Arkansas who are looking for eateries, restaurants, and the trails here in Northwest Arkansas. And I am so excited to introduce you today to Joseph Wynn. Joseph, because you are the Hangry Pedaler, I thought it would be fitting for us to go bike to the trails. What do you think?
I'm down. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Do it.
So we just got to the rail yard and we had a great little bike ride. Now we're gonna put our bikes up and we're gonna head out onto the Maximus Loop Trail and also the Lasso Trail out in Lake Atalanta, but we'll start at the rail yard. The indicator is this beautiful bridge right here, this cedar, and it might be weird, but it smells so good. So whenever you come here, take a huge inhale whenever you get right here. Oh my gosh. Smells good,
Yeah,
right?
it smells good. Yeah, it does. It does smell good.
We're gonna do a little rapid fire question. Are
All
you
right,
ready?
let's do it.
Okay, you've got one day in Bentonville. Where are you gonna eat? One afternoon.
Ooh, that's tough. So many good places. The Melior. It's a new place, newish place within the last year or so. Good hamburger, good coffee, good people.
Yeah.
It's a bike shop. So it's totally me, you know, bikes and food. So I would totally go there, yep.
Awesome. Favorite comfort food?
Comfort food. Is pizza a comfort food?
Yeah.
Yeah, pizza. I'd say pizza. On my feed, you'll see a lot of pizza, a lot of hamburgers. So, my profile picture is a pizza in my mouth. So, pizza.
Last bike trail that you've been on recently?
I went to Kohler. Favorite one there is Fireline. So Fireline and Thunderdome. I'm still a newbie at it, but that's my last one I've been on. I used to post pictures on my Facebook page of food and all that. So my friends, they're all like, hey, you need to make an Instagram page and post all your food there. And so I was like, okay, sure, I'll do that. And then I decided to combine my other love, which is cycling.
Nice.
Food and cycling kind of go hand in hand. So I was like, I should do that and try to combine the two. And I've done it almost exactly 2 years now. So
what keeps you here in this area? Like, what makes it special to you?
I'd say my family for sure. That's number one. I can't picture myself living anywhere else. I've been in a big city. I've been to Dallas. I lived in Sacramento, California. And when I tell my friends and other family outside of the state that I love it here, they're like, what, Arkansas? Like, yeah, I love Arkansas. Just the community, and I think like anything that happens, the community like just wraps their arm around you, and just it's all about community and family to me. So
well, cheers to that, and
cheers
to finishing up this hike.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Make sure to follow Joseph on Instagram at Hangry Pedaler NWA. Now, speaking of exceptional food, we're going to tell you about 3 Bentonville restaurants garnering national attention. That's next.
Being helpful is what Arvest Bank is all about. And part of being helpful is listening to our customers, which is one of the reasons why Arvest Go, our mobile app, has been certified 2 years in a row by J.D. Power for providing an outstanding mobile banking experience. You can easily pay friends, securely lock and unlock your cards, plus deposit checks, pay bills, and more. So download Arvest Go today. Arvest Bank, ready to help.
Home is a place we've all seen a little too much of these past few months. But home was all we had. So as we go back out into the big wide world, maybe we'll return with a new appreciation for the place that kept our loved ones safe and close beside us. Because even after 114 years in the business of home, one thing is more clear than ever. When home is all you have, you certainly have a whole lot.
The 2022 James Beard Awards semifinalist list includes 3 Bentonville restaurants. The Preacher's Son, right over there, nominated for Outstanding Hospitality. And 2 chefs, Matthew McClure from The Hive and Rafael Rios of Yayos, were nominated for Best Chef in the Southern Region. Now, we wanted to show you our story from back in 2020 about Chef Rios and his family's passion for sustainable farming and sharing the soul of Mexico right here in Bentonville.
There's nothing purer than connection to the land. The popular Bentonville restaurant you now know as Yayos began in 2006 here in Little Flock, as Don Rios and his sons Rafael and Roman were navigating a good problem, an overabundance of locally grown produce. They launched a business model based on sustainable farming and began selling produce at the Bentonville Farmers Market in 2008.
In 2012, we started our own food truck with the same model, sustainable farming, local, farm to table. We then decided that we would open this location, Yayos El Alma de Mexico, which translates to the soul of Mexico for many reasons. That went really well. To the point where we became a staple in the city.
A staple indeed. That state-of-the-art flagship restaurant located within 8th Street Market is named Yayos. Yayo is the name Rafael and Roman call their father. It's a business focused on sustainable farming, authentic recipes, and family.
All of our concepts are family-oriented. We operate the farm with my dad, my sister, my in-laws. It's only 4.5 miles from where we sit right now. The truck is usually run by my wife and my daughter in the summer and other family members as well. And the restaurant, we have 7 family members that work here as well, in addition to other key employees that are always considered family.
The soul and spirit of Mexico is lovingly created within the walls of Yeyos, which includes salsa and gluten-free, non-GMO corn tortillas, all made in-house.
So what we want to do here at Yeyos El Alma de Mexico is literally translate El Alma, the soul of Mexico, through our food. What we have is traditional street fare that you find in every corner of Mexico, whether it's the south of Mexico through our cochinita pibil, which is our baked pork, through the northern part of Mexico with our barbacoa. In my home state in Michoacan, it is carnitas, it is enchiladas, which we make here from scratch to order. It is something that we believe in our hearts nourishes and improves the quality of life of anyone that eats it.
You can check out Yeyos at 8th Street Market or at their food truck just off Central Avenue in downtown Bentonville. And don't miss our story about Chef Neil Gray and his team at The Preacher's Son. You can find that story at downtownbentonville.org and click on DWTN. Before we go, First Friday season kicked off on April 1st in downtown Bentonville. The Run Bentonville themed massive block party drew a really big crowd and luckily warm weather as well. Here's a list of our next First Fridays. You may want to be involved in First Friday. You may want to come downtown or sponsor one of our events. If you want to do any of those, you can head to downtownbentonville.org for more information. And that's it from us, almost. A quick viewer note. Downtown Now will be switching our airtime here on KNWA starting in June. You'll find us Saturdays at 5 p.m. In the meantime, we'll see you downtown and have a great weekend.
We hope you enjoyed this episode, produced by the community nonprofit Downtown Bentonville, Inc. Our team works year-round to build and promote a welcoming and lively downtown Bentonville through experiences, education, and storytelling. Last year, as events were put on hold in our region, Downtown Bentonville, Inc. launched Downtown Media, a community-supported, community-driven storytelling platform. You can see our videos on social media, before movies at Skylight, and right here on KNWA. If you would like to learn more about DBI and Downtown Media, or be featured in one of our storytelling projects, or support us in an upcoming year, please visit downtownbentonville.org.